Howdy all. Welcome to Clive's Modelling Channel, and this is just something I'm doing on the side from a couple of the other kids, but I tried something once and it seemed to work, and I thought, right, I'll do it on camera and show you. It's a neat little trick. It sometimes does come in handy for certain things, but we'll I'll go through what it is. So here we have this thing. This thing's roll cage, and I don't know whether you. Anyway, let's just see if I can bash it right down. So here we've got the roll cage itself, and right there down the middle, there's a line where it's like a seam. So what we normally do is we get, I don't know, a knife is one thing, and just run the back edge of the knife down it, scrape it off, and that's it, it's done. But then you get a flat spot, and then you get a sander, and you start going around it like so, all very time consuming, and then you end up with loads of little scratches. But yeah, let's just get rid of that bit. Right, so there, let's use the right tools here then. So we sand away, right, and your sander does the job, right, and you end up with something that looks like that. So you've got all these scratch lines in it, yeah, and you think, oh, now I've got to get another sander out to do the job of trying to polish that up. Right, this is where my little tip came in. So there it is, right, and what I'm using is this. You don't have to use that, you can use that if you've got it, and basically all you do is you get it out, wipe a bit off, and paint like you're painting gloss paint over the top, like that, right? Now when that dries, and it won't take very long, guess what? All your scratches are gone, right? So that's on a roll cage, yeah? We'll just put this down here for a minute, let that dry off. But I've actually done it when it comes to bodywork. So just to highlight it, I've used the black glue, and I've gone round there, and where I've scratched it up, I've gone over the top with some of that, and it just smooths it all off. I mean, this is a little bit dodgy here, but I haven't finished that yet because it's a bit of a arse to get into. But you can just go over the whole, not the whole thing, but all your joins, and they completely smooth out. But I mean, as that's drying, look, yeah. So you haven't got to get out any sanders and start buffing. Just basically scrape that off the line. I'm even down to, like here we've got a little piece here where let's not use that knife, let's use a new sharp one here. So you've got a little piece here where it connected to the sprue, right? That's that there when it's in focus. There we go. And you just wipe that off like that. So just keep the knife as flat as you can on the surface, yeah. And there you can see, oops, a bit stringy. So there you can see, and again, get rid of that seam line. Still got a bit there. So this is where you bring the sanding stick in, and then you rough it all up, and you think, oh no, look at the state of this. This is all going wrong. I've got to clean all this up. There we are, done and dusted. And then this one now is virtually dry. So look, it gives you a nice shiny finish. You might not even have to paint the darn thing. So that's your roll cage sort of thing, like, you know. So there's a little tip for that. What else? Well, another one as well. Yeah. So you get something. So that's like that. That's like heavy duty scratch, isn't it? Yeah. And then you've gone along and then you've done this. So basically this now, so now we've got some fine scratches on some what could be velvet or leather padded material, right? That, all the other one, the light green fast setting stuff. So here we go, and basically that is it. That is all you got to do. Look at that, no scratches. Yeah. Now, again, you can. I think I've used that technique on a few airliners I've done. Airliners are a real. Yeah, they are a pain in the arse. You think a car's a pain in the arse, an airliner where you've got to gloss the whole bloody fuselage, and it's only the bodywork on some of these cars that people try and get them up to showroom condition. I wouldn't bother. But airliners, they're forever shining, and they're a real pain in the arse. But I've used that technique. Look, you see that's just evaporated. Look at that. No scratch marks on there now. None whatsoever. So there you go. So that's the chair and the roll cage. I've just put my bloody thumb in it, but it doesn't matter because look, if you put your thumb in it, like I just have, right, there you go, there's my thumbprint. Bit like level, I just put it over there and it's gone. But look, there you go, look, that's the other one. Dry as, and that's how it dries. So there you go. What else can I show you? Not a lot else really at the moment. Right, before I disappear, let's put these out of the way. That's over there, so you can go over there for a minute. Let's take this Porsche out of the way. By the way, that's Tamiya's 1/12 scale Martini Porsche. All I'm doing at the moment is just basically prepping the bodywork for a coat of paint. So she's a big old mule. Ooh. And it was down to my dear friend Johnny Boy. Thank you, mate. I had this kit as a child, right? This kit came out in 1979, I think it was. And I remember having it in about 1980, I think it was. So I'd only have been, I don't know, in my single numbers. I don't know why I got it. It was in a shop called Blaybox 2000, where I used to live in Ashford in Middlesex. And it was on the top shelf, and I saved all my pocket money, and my mum came with me, and I said I wanted it, and she got it down, and I got it. And I remember putting it together, and I don't think I ever finished it, and I don't know what happened to it, but it disappeared. Anyway, years later, blah, 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 got to last year, and my friend John, and you know who you are in the Netherlands, he turned around and said, "This old bird's got one." No, and I thought, and I kept having doubts whether it was the right one. Anyway, it turned up as he was on the phone to us, and I got it out of the box, and then I checked on Scalemates, and this is the 1979 edition. So this was the first one, and I thought, wow, I've actually got my old car back. And I'm a little bit better at modelling now. I don't glue things to my fingers so much, and to the brick wall and to the bench, and I don't go spray painting my mum and dad's cupboards anymore. So I thought, well, let's see what I can do with this. Now, I haven't built a car this big other than my Williams Renault FW14 that I've got sat next to me. But again, it's not a channel project, but because they really do take a fair bit of concentration. So yeah, but little nits, tits and bits, yeah, anything to help modellers along, because at the end of the day, a model's a model. Doesn't matter what it is, it's a model. And you put them together all the same. You sand them all the same, and you fill them all the same. You paint them all the same. They're just all different colours, all different types of paints out there for you to use. But at the end of the day, they're still the basic model. So I thought, right, yeah, let's have a go. So John got me, and anyway, here it is. And I've just got to say a quick little dit, which is, hi John, hope you're okay, and hopefully Hubert's okay too. And hello Hubert, all right mate, hope you're keeping well, son. Smashing lad. Anyway, right, back to this. So basically that's what it is. So I've just mainly built this now as it is, as it sits. So everything on here just goes a base colour. Then I've left the fin off, that goes on there. And the doors are separate as well. But yes, a model is a model. So it doesn't matter what it is, it's still a model. You're never going to take that away from plastic kits, no matter what they are and where they are in the genre of plastic kits, be it ships, boats, planes, cars, aeroplanes, UFOs, sci-fi. It doesn't matter. It could be anything. It could be a tree. You know, it is what it is. So all of the stuff you can apply to this, you can apply to everything else in your arsenal of model kits. So, like I just showed you with the roll cage, to do with the glue and the scratching, what it does is it actually helps you to just get things done a bit quicker. So rather than buffing. So say, I mean, it's a bit different with an area that big. I wouldn't personally do it. Something this big, I'd just, you know, you buff and then you get it to a certain zone. And what you would do then is you would use the paint, so the primer would fill the scratches, like Surfacer, Mr. Surfacer's excellent stuff. You would spray it over with Mr. Surfacer and then it would fill. But what I do is I tend to use this is about as coarse as I'll go, is this stick here. And you know, I've got to get some new ones. This was a new one, but look at the state of it. So it shows you how much I use them. So that with the squirt water and just gets all because there was a great big seam going across there. That'll get that off. And then what I use then is I use these sponge pads that I got for next to nothing. I think I've got 5 and I've got a bin load of them. They're all cut-offs. And you just go over the whole thing. And now, I don't know whether you can see on film, but now the whole thing's like, you know, there you are, I'll catch it in a light. See, it's all nice and smooth. So it's all smooth. There's no lines on there. The only thing is there's one little scratch mark I've got there where I was trying to scratch this horrible seam off with a knife, and the knife went across the roof. But it's a very shallow one, but I've filled it and I've run a bit of glue in it and then I've sanded it down. So the only thing I can hope is the filler I use, Mr. Surfacer, will fill that and it'll just blend it in. If it doesn't, then, you know, we'll go about it another way. But things like that, on things like this, so you get roll cages, you might even, like if you're building lorries and you get the chassis and you get that seam line up, you think, oh bloody hell, and you scrape along the top of the chassis, you know, with the knife, so you think, yeah, that's got rid of that. Give it a quick with the sander, little with the pad, throw that away, and you think, right, now I've got to, reach for the glue, just bead the glue along it, paint it on, try and see if you can do it in one stroke, going the same way, either once or twice, depending on how thick, wide, whatever it is. And then just leave it. And it dries within, you know, like I say, this is all bone dry now, and that. And, yeah, you know, and there it is. And I can either go straight into painting that, or you just coat the whole roll cage with the Tamiya glue after you've scratched it, and that's it. And then the only thing I'll do then is I've got to somehow figure out how to, I'll probably use this stuff. And there's some sponge pads that go around there that sit in here. So as that sits like that, there's a sponge pad that sits there, stop him whacking his face on the bar as he walks into it. So yeah, so there you go, that's that. Anyhow, it's bloody awful stuff, that coffee. Mellow Birds, I thought they went out of business years ago, but for some reason I've ended up with a bottle of it, or a jar of it, whatever you call it. This is a fuel tank. You can apply exactly the same to this, although I haven't stuck it together yet because I'm just waiting on what colour the fuel would be to go in there, and then I've just got to paint inside the level of the fuel. But once that's gone together, as you can see, that's been sanded down because they had ridges around there. So that's sand down there. Get the same treatment, just quickly around the edge. That should hopefully disappear in using that, and then away we go. So there you go. So there's a couple of tips. I'm off now to go and do something else, probably the old Poseidon, which is sitting just up there. I've got to finish that off. I've got to finish the F-35 off, which, where the heck did that go? I did have it in here. I've had a bit of a move around because I've had people coming around. No, I don't know where it's gone. It is here. Oh no, there it is. It's behind me. It's over there. So, yeah, because somebody asked about that. So I better get all these old kits. I don't want to do a Nigel Doyle and leave them all on the shelf of doom. He'll probably go, oh, shelf. Anyway, right, that's it, folks. Like and subscribe. Share the videos around on your sites, even on your modelling club sites. Share them there. And, yeah, we'll have a great thing. Oh, and also... nope, I've forgotten. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Anyway, take care. Hopefully you're having a good new year to start off with. And we'll see you in the next one.